So what are you saying?
I'm saying that somebody's calling you, and you might want to pick up the phone.
Is she kind of nutty, like a fruitcake?
You saw Angela Martin?
What, was I supposed to get her autograph?
No, but gosh. I mean,
Well, the rabbi thought she was kind of nutty.
well, she is kind of nutty. But still, people said that about Einstein, didn't they?
Hello?
Hello, Dr. Cohen.
Yes.
This is Angela Martin.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Well, I'm good, and I have some interesting information here that I think you might want to look at.
Oh, okay.
Can you come over tomorrow at 4?
Sure, tomorrow at 4.
Okay, that sounds good. See you then.
Okay,
Bye.
Guess I'll talk to you later.
Come in.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Let me just find what I did with that sheet. Ah, here we are.
You were able to figure out the second part?
I figured out a lot of things.
Great. What does it mean?
It means a lot of things. That's what's so cool. The second word here means Sahar. Sahar is still in use today as a surname. Do you know anyone named Sahar?
No.
Didn't think you would. You went to a lot of trouble to draw all this out in cuneiform. To me, that sets the context in a very ancient time frame, and that's where the fun begins.
This is fun?
Of course it is. You're an astronomy professor, right? Sahar was the morning star.
No connection.
But there is. The stars were entities to these people, and Sahar represented the other way.
Okay. This is all well and good, but I think it's just a bunch of historical baggage.
You think I'm having a suitcase episode here? Let me explain it to you in context. The heavens were a flatter dimension to these people. It was a navigable place. The evening star led into the night, the morning star led into the day, and you are being told to find your way into a new day.
Okay.
But there are dangers.
Dangers?
Yes, nighttime was the time of the gods. They showed themselves. Daytime was the time of man. You couldn't see the stars and you didn't know what the gods were doing.
Well, no problem there. I can see the stars whenever I need to.
Are you always so literal? There's a message in this story here. The morning star, because he faded, he developed a sneaky reputation. As it happens, all of this was written down at a time when human society was going through some really heavy changes. And Ugarit just happened to be the hub for the development of interstate commerce, if you will. Not everyone was happy about the invention of business. So the morning star got blamed for a lot of things people were unhappy about. The word Sahar, in a very negative way, can mean merchant or wages.
Okay, now I'm lost.
Don't you know anything about history? Don't you know anything about people? There has always been contention between the people that engage in commerce and the people who do not. Let me cut to the chase here. Sahar can mean some really bad things. There's even places in the Bible where it's interpreted as Satan, which is a misinterpretation, but that happens a lot in the Bible, I'm afraid. But the bottom line is you are being alerted that something new is coming into your life, and you need to watch out for someone who is going to try and buy your soul.
Buy my soul. That's a good one. You almost had me.
You're being too literal again. There's a forest in the trees here.
But this is all a bunch of myth.
Yes, it is.
Well, look, I don't mean to offend you here, but all of this is a bunch of myth as far as I'm concerned.
Of course it is.
Look, I have a real problem with fairy tales.
Fairy tales. Didn't you take any philosophy classes?
Look, I was a science major. Philosophy and science parted ways a long time ago.
But you had to take at least one.
No, I'm sure I did, and it was probably morning class, and I'm not really a morning person, so I'll probably get behind short-term memory. So,
No, Joseph Campbell?
who?
Listen up, Dr. Cohen. This is important. You are dealing with a very inexact system of measurements here. Myth does not mean fairy tale. A myth means silent and invisible truth.
If it's silent and invisible, then it can't be tested, and without fact, it might as well be a fairy tale.
You are so inflexible. Truth and fact are not the same thing, and they were never intended to be interchangeable.
Such as?
Such as. There is a lot of truth here, and very little fact.